Big changes are shaking up the tech world this week, and we've got them all covered for you. First, Google faces a landmark antitrust ruling that could finally change the way we search online. Then, Amazon is betting big on AI with a brand new feature that could reinvent how millions of people shop. And finally, Tesla has dropped its highly anticipated Master Plan 4. But does it actually tell us anything new, or is it just another big promise from Elon Musk? We're breaking it all down in today's update, so stick with us till the end for the full story. You're watching Next Wave Tech, your go-to channel for the biggest tech news and future-shaping innovations. If you don't want to miss any updates from the world of AI, big tech, and electric vehicles, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's dive right in. Judge outlines remedies in landmark Google antitrust case. A federal judge has handed down a tentative order that could reshape the way Google does business in the United States. While the tech giant won't be forced to break apart its search empire, the court is preparing to impose new behavioral rules aimed at curbing what it called anti-competitive practices. The ruling, issued by U.S. District Judge Amit P. Mehta, would block Google from entering into exclusive deals that tie its search engine, Chrome browser, Google Assistant, and Gemini AI to other apps or revenue-sharing arrangements. In practice, this means Google could no longer make Play Store licensing conditional on bundling certain apps, nor could it tie lucrative revenue share agreements to keeping competitors out of the market. Perhaps the most significant change, Google would be required to share portions of its search index and user interaction data with qualified rivals. The idea is to give competing search services a fighting chance at building their own platforms while still delivering high-quality results. Under the order, Google must also provide search and search ad syndication services to competitors at standard rates. The decision isn't final yet. Judge Mehta instructed Google and the Department of Justice to meet and submit a revised judgment by September 10th that reflects his guidance. Once finalized, the remedies would remain in effect for 6 years with oversight from a technical committee. This moment comes nearly a year after the judge determined that Google illegally maintained a monopoly in search. The DOJ, which first sued the company in 2020, had pushed for tougher measures, including the possibility of spinning off Chrome or even Android, and ending billion-dollar distribution agreements with major partners like Apple and Samsung. That outcome didn't materialize. Apple's stock even ticked up in after-hours trading on the news, since it can continue its lucrative arrangement with Google. Those agreements are staggering in scale. In 2021, Google spent more than $26 billion to secure default search placement on devices and browsers, with nearly $18 billion of that going to Apple alone. In exchange, Apple takes about 36% of Google's ad revenue from Safari searches. The default advantage has been central to the case. Judge Mehta repeatedly noted that because most users never switch away from preset options, those placements amount to extremely valuable real estate that effectively locked rivals out of the market. The DOJ had urged the court to go further, calling for broader data sharing that included synthetic queries, ads data, and even parts of Google's ranking algorithms. Google countered that such demands would undermine innovation, threaten user privacy, and effectively strip the company of its intellectual property. CEO Sundar Pichai argued earlier this year that forced data sharing would be equivalent to dismantling Google Search itself. In crafting his decision, Judge Mehta looked at the European Digital Markets Act, which already requires Google to share certain click and query data with competitors. But the U.S. order is narrower, temporary, and far less sweeping than what regulators in Brussels have mandated. Legal experts say this case is far from over. Google is expected to appeal, and the matter could eventually reach the Supreme Court, possibly dragging out into 2027 or 2028. In the meantime, the company faces another major showdown. A separate ruling earlier this year found that it illegally monopolized the ad tech market. A remedies trial in that case is
scheduled for late September, and regulators there are pushing for more severe measures, including divestitures. For now, Judge Metha's order offers a middle ground, reining in some of Google's most powerful business tactics without dismantling its search empire. But with two parallel antitrust battles underway, the story of how regulators choose to reshape one of the most dominant tech firms in history is only just beginning.
From courtrooms to shopping carts, Amazon bets big on AI. While Google is wrestling with regulators over the future of search, another tech giant is doubling down on how AI can change the way we shop. Amazon has unveiled Lens Live, a new feature inside its shopping app that turns your smartphone camera into a real-time product discovery tool. Imagine pointing your phone at a pair of sneakers, a coffee maker, or even a backpack you spot in the wild. Lens Live instantly pulls up similar items in a swipeable carousel at the bottom of your screen. With one tap, you can add the product to your cart or save it to your wish list. This isn't a replacement for Amazon's existing visual search tool, which already lets you upload photos or scan barcodes. Instead, it's a major upgrade. Instead of static images, shoppers can now interact with products live as they see them. The move reflects Amazon's broader strategy of weaving AI into nearly every part of its retail ecosystem. In the past year alone, the company has introduced an AI assistant called Rufus, AI-generated shopping guides, smart reviews, personalized recommendations, clothing fit tools, and even audio summaries of product listings. Lens Live is designed to fit naturally into habits customers already have. Many people already walk into physical stores, snap a quick photo, and check if Amazon has a better price. Now the process is more seamless. Shoppers can tap directly on an item in their camera view, explore AI-generated product insights from Rufus, and even get suggested questions they might want to ask before making a purchase. Under the hood, the feature is powered by Amazon's own machine learning platform and cloud services, ensuring it can scale to millions of shoppers at once. And that's exactly where it's heading. The initial rollout is happening now for tens of millions of iOS users in the US, with plans to expand across the country. Amazon hasn't yet confirmed if it will go global. Together, these moves show two very different faces of big tech in 2025. On one side, Google is fighting to defend the way people search online. On the other, Amazon is betting that the future of search isn't on a web page at all, but right in front of your camera lens.
After search and shopping, all eyes turn to Tesla's Master Plan 4. We've talked about Google's antitrust fight. We've seen Amazon rolling out AI to transform shopping. And now, the spotlight shifts to Tesla, which just dropped its fourth master plan. At first glance, this new roadmap paints a big, futuristic picture, a world powered by sustainable energy and humanoid robots. But here's the catch. It's light on specifics. Even Elon Musk has admitted that criticism is fair, promising that more details will come later. That vagueness stands in sharp contrast to Tesla's earlier master plans. Back in 2016, the second plan promised bold moves: a solar roof seamlessly paired with battery storage, a lineup of new vehicles, including a compact SUV, a semi-truck, a pickup, and even an electric bus. Some of those ideas made it to market. The Model Y has been a hit, but others are still lagging. The Semi is slow to scale. The Cybertruck hasn't lived up to sales expectations, and there's no bus in sight. That same plan also pledged full self-driving cars and a shared robotaxi network. 9 years later, those remain unfulfilled. Today, Tesla runs a tiny invite-only robotaxi pilot in Austin, but human safety drivers are still behind the wheel. And multiple hardware revisions mean many Teslas on the road may never achieve the autonomy Musk once promised. The third master plan, published in 2023, tried to convince the world that a sustainable global economy was possible. It came with a 41-page technical white paper packed with data and projections, but the vision remains far from reality. And while Tesla was pushing that message, its CEO was spending hundreds of millions of dollars backing political campaigns at odds with renewable energy expansion. So here we are at Master Plan 4. It echoes Musk's repeated claim that Tesla is no longer just a car company, but an AI and robotics powerhouse. That framing helps support Tesla's lofty valuation on Wall Street, even though the bulk of its revenue still comes from selling electric cars, a business getting tougher as competition ramps up. Unlike earlier roadmaps, this one wasn't backed by detailed presentations, benchmarks, or a lengthy white paper. It was quietly published on a holiday, with Musk spending much of the day posting online about divisive cultural issues instead of explaining the plan. Tesla's grand visions have always walked the line between bold ambition and unkept promises. But what made the first 3 master plans stand out was their level of detail and measurable goals. This time around, the company is asking investors, customers, and the public to believe in a future that's still more idea than plan. And that's where the tech world stands today. Google under pressure to open up, Amazon racing to make AI central to shopping, and Tesla trying to sell the dream of robots and clean energy without telling us exactly how it plans to get there.
And that wraps up today's Tech Roundup. From Google's antitrust showdown to Amazon's big AI push and Tesla's bold but vague new master plan. The tech world is moving fast, and we'll be right here to keep you ahead of the curve. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these stories do you think will have the biggest impact on our future? Google's search changes, Amazon's AI shopping, or Tesla's Master Plan 4? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be checking them out. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share your opinion, and most importantly, subscribe to Next Wave Tech for more updates on the stories shaping our future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.